everyone, my name is Erin Gray, and I am here with Grant, and we're going to be continuing with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Woo. Oh, we're on the trial. I forgot we're on the trial now.
We are, and I'm so excited!
Oh, God.
I've been waiting for this ever since the last episode, honestly.
I know.
I've been annoying you with it.
Karma?
That's right, Manfred von Karma. He's the best prosecutor there is.
Oh, I was wondering who the prosecuting attorney was going to be.
Mm-hmm. He's like, who is it gonna be?
Yeah.
He hasn't lost a case in his 40-year career.
I call bullshit.
You're like, wait a second.
Wait, Karma sus.
He's a god of prosecution, right? A god!
Okay, stroke his ego, sure. Not a single case?
You haven't even experienced the karma yet. He'll do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything.
Ah, so like you, Edgy. Good. Learning from the good people. Got it. Sounds like someone else I know, Edgeworth.
You don't understand.
I don't need to understand.
I mean, he'll do anything. Manfred von Karma is a man to be feared.
That's quite a claim coming from someone who forges evidence.
Oh, you have no idea. He taught me what it really means to prosecute.
My mind just... Nope. What?
This man sounds like a whole lot of nope to me. Just picture a prosecutor as vicious as me, multiplied by a factor of 10.
I don't want to. I'm gonna assume...
It's okay, you'll experience it.
Why are you crying already?
Cause she, I guess because she can tell the future.
So, he was your teacher then, Mr. Edgeworth?
Something like that.
And now he's trying to get you found guilty? What a creep. She has her priorities straight. Oh, wait. Maybe he's planning on losing on purpose to help you out. Maya, you're so naive.
40 years of my career down the fucking toilet. Not a chance. He hasn't lost once in 40 years. 40 years! He's as ruthless as me times 20.
Okay, we could stop with the similes. We don't need to do any more similes, Edgeworth.
These are just weird numbers to multiply with.
Yeah. That's pretty ruthless.
Like I said, he's a god among prosecutors.
I guess that's something like Mia was to me. Speaking of Mia. Maya? Uh-huh. We could really be using Mia's help right now, don't you think? Oh. Question mark? I can't. Sorry. I tried. I really tried, but I couldn't reach. You couldn't reach? I think it's because I haven't been training. My powers are weak again. Oh man, what bad timing. Phoenix, you're so insensitive.
I mean, like, don't make Maya feel worse than she actually is.
Yeah.
She's trying her best to help you out.
I'm really sorry. I'll try my best. I hope so.
Wow! Phoenix! Maya, you're good. You're
Maya,
the bestest girl.
I'm giving my monitor pats.
You are the best girl.
Lover
What
squirrel.
are you whispering about?
Lover squirrel. Oh, it's nothing. Well, it's time. Let's head in.
I shall continue to be relevant the entire trial.
40 years! Oh,
Now
man.
I'm just picturing the old bag lady, except she's saying 40 years!
40 years! Something
Court
in
is
my
now
eye.
in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
I got something in my eye!
It's all the cuteness from Maya, you couldn't handle it.
You mean how How much she cries? Okay, sure.
Yeah, exactly. Not as much as like insensitive Nick is though.
He's dumb and naive.
Yeah.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh man, I hate him. Who is King George?
Who
the
is this
fuck-
boy?
Who is this King George
Mr.
looking fucker?
Mr. Von Karma, is the prosecution ready? Fool. You seriously think that I would stand here if I were not prepared? Right, my apologies.
He's even got the judge scared.
Very well, your opening statement, please. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. That should be fine. The prosecution may call its first witness.
What's with this guy? Is he royalty or something? King George looking ass.
Apparently he's German.
Okay, that makes sense. King German George looking ass.
It's called a Kaiser.
How am I supposed to fight against this?
I call the detective in charge of this case, Detective Dick Gumshoe.
Okay, gumshoes first. Let's see how this goes.
He would be utterly whipped.
No.
Describe the incident now. Yes, sir.
Detective Gumshoe looks nervous.
Please take a look at the map. The murder happened last Christmas Eve around midnight.
Last Christmas Eve. So, like, last year? Why are we doing the trial now?
There was one boat out in the middle of the lake. There were two men on the boat. Now, there happened to be a woman camping here on the edge of the lake. At 12:10 a.m., she heard two pistol shots. Then the boat started to move. It went towards the boat rental shop. Testify to the court about the arrest now. Oh, wait, Mr. Von Karma. Yes. Actually, I'm the one who's supposed to be handling these proceedings.
Oh, no.
Wrong. There's one thing you need to do here. You will slam down your gavel and say the word guilty. That is your role. Yes, of course. You're quite right.
Man, this man has everyone whipped. The fuck? No, he's not.
No, he's not. I would raise an objection.
Well, I can't. I'm not allowed.
I know. I mean, like, I would say Phoenix, like, no, that's not how the court works.
Is that how this works? This is not how any of this works?
I object to your trial proceedings. A man called into the station around 30 minutes after midnight. He headed to the scene of a crime as fast as we could. That's where we found Mr. Edgeworth. Now, I didn't suspect him of anything at all. But the next morning, a body was found in the lake. So we had to arrest Mr. Edgeworth.
Hey, Caesar, how you doing?
I see. Very well. Begin your cross-examination, attorney. Now.
Alright, I'm gonna press everything. Actually, wait, let me look at the... Oh, you got Wi-Fi. Awesome. Let me look at my evidence.
Yes. Old lady picture face.
Okay, so we got Lotta's camera. Time of death sometime on the 24th or 25th caused one bullet shot, but there was two. 12:15. Wait. And then, let's look at this. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna press everything. Yeah, thank God he got Wi-Fi. I'm glad he can join. As I keep getting more things in my eyes.
It's just from the beauty of this game.
You received a call from a man.
Yep.
But you said there was a woman camping there? She was the one who heard the 2 gunshots, right? What the fuck was that objection? It was an objection!
That woman and the man who called in the report are 2 different people, obviously.
Different people?
There were 2 witnesses.
Ark!
Objection! Their testimonies were quite similar, however. However, today I've summoned the woman who was camping.
The woman who was camping. Lot of heart. Next stream title. Erin gets things in her eyes while playing games. Confirmed. Look, man.
Jeez.
Ah! I got another thing in my eye. Damn eyelashes.
I was gonna say your eyelashes must really want to come out today.
Yeah. They want to come out of the closet.
It's a weird way to do it. Not this me, Aaron Senpai.
No.
What happened next, Detective?
Oh, Jofador, don't laugh at me. We seen the crime as fast as we could. How long was it between receiving the report and your arrival at the lake?
Well, I say it was about 3 minutes.
That's a good response time. That's pretty fast.
Our motto for the month is get there quick.
Shouldn't that be always?
Detective, you will refrain from casually revealing department secrets.
What?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I look forward to your next year's salary review.
What?
So much to look forward to these days.
Stop hurting Gumshoe, you piece of shit. You King George
This is no
looking
time
ass.
for detective daydreaming. Continue. Yes, sir.
Is this man hiding a whip under the table or some shit?
No, it's in reference to another character that he's got a connection to.
What was Mr. Edgeworth like when you saw him then?
Well, from what I saw, he looked pretty relaxed. Not like a murderer at all, really. Detective, the court requires the facts, not opinion.
Poor Gumshoe. Yeah, poor baby.
How many years have you been on the force? Facts only, Detective. Hard, cold, objective facts. Yes, sir.
Man, he's got his share of objections. Why didn't you think he was suspicious?
You should know. We have a deep trusted relationship with the prosecutors. Detective, the court isn't interested in your musings.
Objection!
Deep, trusting poppycock.
God, I don't like that word.
Poppycock.
Hard and cold, just like his turkey sandwich.
Or his fucking heart.
Ah! Safe word. Oh, no, no.
Didn't say the magic word. I've never heard so many flippant comments from an active detective on the force.
Hold on, wait. I gotta tab over real quick. Ah! Someone needs to shove a ball gag in his mouth. Wow. Detective
Careful,
Gumshoe.
he might like that.
Detective Gumshoe doesn't look so good.
Continue now. gonna have way too much fun with this character.
Did you find any clues on the body?
A single bullet was recovered from the body. He was shot through the heart, fatally. Judge, here's the bullet. It didn't strike bone, so its shape is well preserved. Oh, very well. The court accepts this bullet into evidence.
A .22 caliber pistol. Got it. Why is that?
Well, we found the murder weapon in the boat.
Excuse me. The murder weapon?
A pistol. Detective Gumshoe. That is a vital piece of information. Please revise your testimony. Right. Sorry, sir. Your Honor.
It's not decisive evidence, though. What about the pistol made it decisive evidence?
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
Ack! He has the same evil laugh as Edgeworth, but he's way more scary, though.
There were fingerprints on the pistol found in the boat. There were clear prints from Mr. Edgeworth's right hand.
What?
Order! Order! So, Mr. Edgeworth's fingerprints were found on the murder
Mr.
weapon.
Right Hand?
Mr. Right Hand's fingers. Yes, sir. Your Honor. Judge, this is the weapon in question. Accepted into evidence.
Fired 3 times.
Members of the court. We now have the pistol used in the murder weapon and the bullet found in the body. Detective. Yes, sir. Was the bullet found in the body fired from this pistol? Yes, the ballistic markings are bullet match the pistol.
Hey, Nick. What does he mean, ballistic markings? Ooh, I know what that means, because I took forensics in high school.
Shocking. To imagine someone here does not know something as basic as ballistic marking.
Objection! Nick, he's glaring at me.
Tis. Very well. I'll explain.
Are you Mr. Phoenix Wright, sir? You're not Nick. Stop stealing my identity.
Actually, Judge, you do it.
Why are we role swapping here? Why are we doing that?
Me? Ballistic markings are like the fingerprints of a gun. The barrel leaves distinctive marks on each bullet it fires. You can examine these ballistic fingerprints to see which gun fired the shot. It's quite accurate. Indeed. This leads to one inevitable conclusion. The bullet found in the victim's heart was without a doubt fired from this pistol. This pistol, which as you may recall, was covered in the defendant's own fingerprints. Order! Order!
This is bad. This makes it look like Edgeworth did it.
Well, Judge, I'd say it's almost decisive yes. Honestly, I could declare a verdict at this point. However...
No, no, no!
You wish to hear the witness speak, no doubt. Very well. I am somewhat fatigued, and so I will take a brief break.
What? We just started! Granted, you're old as fuck, so, like, understandable.
I will call my witness after the recess, which will last 10 minutes. Judge! Yes? What are you doing? A 10-minute recess! Now! But, wait, Just bang your flimsy gavel and get on with it, man.
Using all that energy to object to you.
Yes. This court will take a 10-minute recess.
Who's running this court anyway? Phoenix, we both have the same questions.
All these questions need to be answered.
Edgeworth, what's going on here? Your fingerprints were on the murder weapon. Edgy. And that foggy photo makes one thing clear. The only one who could have shot that man was the person in the photo.
True.
Was that you in the boat?
Yes, it was me.
What?
But you must believe me, I didn't shoot him.
Then who did?
I don't know.
You don't know? Weren't you right there?
I heard a gunshot from very close by. Then the other man fell from the boat. I can't say why, but I thought at the time that the man had shot himself.
You mean it was a suicide?
That's the only explanation I can come up with.
Huh. How am I going to convince anyone of that? Say, Maya? Huh? What? Any progress with Mia? Oh, sorry. It's no good. Ugh. I know.
You're useless, Maya.
I'm no good for anything, am I, Nick? If I can't call my sister, I might as well not be here, right?
Wow. No.
No, obviously we're gonna say no. No, of course not. I need you here. I can see you're always trying to help out. Even if you don't actually help, it's the thought that counts, right?
It's the moral support.
It's the moral support, Nick. It's okay, Nick. You don't have to make me feel better. I don't know anything about trials or defense. What's more, I'm a spirit medium who can't even contact spirits. Aw, everyone has their off days. I mean, I've just been getting lucky lately. But you never know when my luck is going to run out. You shouldn't say that.
Edgeworth is not going to be happy with that.
Really?
Whoa, right. Don't jinx this case any more than it already is.
Edgy, why are you listening to my conversations, bro?
I've been here the whole time. It's bad for my heart.
What, do you have a heart condition? Oh? Oh! Sorry.
I got diabetes.
Whoops. Oh, does he have a heart condition?
As far as I'm aware, he does not.
Okay.
Court is now back in session. That was a very short 10-minute recess, eh?
It was.
I had a sandwich in the back. Mr. Von Carver, call your witness. Yes. Will Miss Lotta Hart take the stand? Lotta Hart, you are a research student at the university.
That I am.
Good. Begin by telling us what you saw the night of the incident. And don't add anything trivial or subjective.
Your face is trivial and
Understand?
subjective. I really don't
I
like
want to
this
make
guy.
that doubly clear.
Y'all need to learn some manners.
I will teach you manners
No,
with
no.
my hand. Understand?
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
Oh, you speak English. Good. Very, very well. Your testimony, please.
Witnesses' accounts. It was Christmas Eve, just after midnight, I reckon. I was in my car. Then I heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Then there was another bang. There wasn't nary a thing on the lake but that boat.
Enough.
Huh?
Judge. She happened to take a photo of the incident. This is that photo. Accept it as evidence. Well, this is a surprise. This looks like the very moment of the murder. Order! I will remove people from this courtroom if I do not have order immediately. As the witness testified, she looked at the lake when she heard the shot. There was no other boats on that lake. So the man in the boat with the victim must have been the one who shot him. Yes, it was the defendant, Miles Edgeworth.
With 3 exclamation points.
Order! 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 I will have order!
No, you will not.
Well, Judge. The evidence is decisive. I have very little doubt about this case. Very well, this court finds the defendant. Not even, no,
Objection! Wait, Your Honor. I haven't cross-examined the witness yet.
A cross-examination?
No, no, no.
We have photographic proof. What question can there possibly be? This photo is worth 1,000 words, and they all read guilty. You lose. Or, do you claim to have found a contradiction in her testimony?
Huh.
Very well. If you have to, you may cross-examine the witness. You will only flounder and ask meaningless questions.
Your face is a flounder.
You will fail to find anything. And then I will have you held in contempt of court.
Nick? Contempt? Contempt of court, you know? I guess I understand. Well, what are you gonna do? Do you really think there is a contradiction with the facts in the testimony? I think there is.
I think we don't have a choice, even if there wasn't.
I think I noticed one little thing. Wow, I'm impressed, Nick. I didn't notice anything. Right, let's take him on. Yeah, I got a bad feeling about this. I understand. I will cross-examine the witness.
Very well. I pray for your sakes this isn't a waste of time.
Alright, a little after midnight. That seems right. I was in my car. Why were you camping there anyway? Oh, fuck, that's me. Haha.
Yeah, that's you. Like, I mean, if you want me to try it, I
No,
can.
no. I'm a research student at my university. I was taking pictures to use in my research. What research? This all sounds suspicious. Miss Hart, could you be more specific about your research?
It's porn.
Stop.
What does the witness's motive in camping by the lake have to do with this case? The answer is nothing. I object to this line of questioning. Objection sustained.
He just did that for himself. What?
Wait, now I'm the one who says that. Well then, say it already.
Oh, he has earrings. I just noticed that.
Objection sustained.
Thanks for nothing, Your Honor. Heard this bang come up from the lake. Wait. So you
Do you
weren't
see the contradiction between the evidence?
let me... How can you tell that they're gentlemen?
No, that's not it.
Faces the lake.
It was only said, I think, once so far.
In the trial, or...
In the trial, it was only mentioned once by Gumshoe. I don't know if we have evidence of it or not, actually. Look at the gun for a second.
Murder weapon is fired 3 times. So she would have heard it 3 times.
Not only that, but there should be 3 bullets.
Yeah. Somewhere. Because the gun, they're both from the .22 caliber, so that's not an issue.
I think that we should wait till we can press further.
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think that's enough to actually, like, present as evidence yet.
So you weren't looking at the lake at that time? Nope. I looked after I heard that noise.
She said that's already. I ask you to find contradictions, not lazily chat with the witness.
Looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Could you clearly see the two men? Just look at the picture. Clear enough for you? Uh-oh. Press further. Wait a second. I wasn't asking you about the photo. I was asking if you saw the two men. Yeah. Well, of course.
The witness has testified that she saw them. There's also a photo. You'd best look elsewhere for your precious contradictions.
No, that's definitely sus. That's totally sus. He jumped in quick. He's hiding something. Then there was another bang. You could find a contradiction if he would stop interrupting you. Yeah, but I think he's interrupting on purpose because like he doesn't want us to know.
And the judge is obviously not going to say anything.
Yeah.
We have to find something that's more concrete.
Were you watching the very moment the shot rang out? Well, yeah, sure.
You're asking meaningless questions. Meaningless.
You're meaningless.
Contradictions, Mr. Wright. Not meaningless bubble.
Von Karma, I think I
I'd like
hate
to
you.
apologize for voicing a prick.
He's trying to keep me from talking to the witness. To what end? There wasn't nary a thing on that lake but the boat. Are you sure about that? Yeah, sure as a country gal can be. Sounds pretty sure. How come you're so sure? Well, heck, I scanned the whole lake.
I was born on the shores.
Scanned the whole lake? Hold on, wait a second. Look. I mean, she can kind of see most of the lake with the exception of probably over anything past here.
Well, here's the thing. Are you sure that she would have, at that point, looked at the entire lake? I mean, if you remember, we had to convince her to go to the police. If she had actually, seen what she saw, surely she would have already have been with the police.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, she's not telling the entire truth
Yeah.
about what she saw.
Oh, yeah, because she thinks she's probably was looking for Gordy. Because she was looking for Gordy, not
Which means
for-
that she would not be looking for a boat on the lake. Remember how she mentioned, like, when we first met her, how I've seen boats plenty of times, and I don't remember which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's no way that she would remember that boat.
She was looking for a boat. She was looking for the Loch Ness Monster. It almost sounds like she was more interested in the lake than the boat. Miss Hart, you... No.
Mr. Wright. The witness has answered the question in full. No need for further questions. Objection sustained. But that's what I'm... Sustained! Yes, of course.
Oh, great.
Enough. I think we've heard all we need to, Mr. Wright. It seems you're unable to find a contradiction in the testimony worth noting.
But, Your Honor...
You keep your promise. Mr. Wright. I'm afraid that I will have to penalize any further outburst by holding you in contempt of court.
What is contempt of court?
I think that means you get jail time. Or you get tossed out, one or the other.
And if that happens, you'll have to leave the courtroom immediately. Understood?
Uh-huh. Nick? Lada's testimony is fishy, Nick. Real fishy. I know what you mean, but if I can't say anything, what can I do?
I believe we've covered the evidence sufficiently to make a decision. Then pass your judgment. Very well.
Contempt of court, often referred to simply as contempt, is the offense of being disobedient or disrespectful toward a court of law and its officers in the form of behavior that opposes or defies the authority, justice, and dignity of the court. Interesting. Thanks, Jolfador.
Mr. Maya Edgeworth, please take the stand. Who was that?
It was me. Maya. Oh, because they said he can't say anything, but she can.
Is something wrong? Do you need to use the facilities?
What? No, I do not. Lotta Hart, your testimony stinks. It's unclear whether you were actually looking at the lake. It's highly doubtful that you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth. Tell us the truth. This is a matter of life or death. Lotta, did you really clearly see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him fire that pistol?
You will stand down. The court has not acknowledged the defense outburst.
Answer me, Lotta. What's the big idea tearing me like some kind of criminal? I saw him. I swear it. I saw Edgeworth.
Enough. Judge, declare the defense in contempt of court. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, but you were warned. Guard, escort Mr. Edgeworth, or Mr. Wright, out of the court. He is in contempt of court and must leave.
No. No. Wait.
That is Maya.
I was the one who made the outburst, Your Honor. Nick is innocent. No, no, no.
Ha! What's the difference? All that remains is for the guilty verdict to be declared. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Wrong.
What?
Did you hear what Miss Hart just said? She said she clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony. That changes her testimony, and I have a right to cross-examine her again.
Order, 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 order!
God damn.
You are in contempt of court. It's too late for wild claims. Judge, sustain my objection.
No.
I'm sorry, Mr. Vodkama, but I cannot. What? Miss Hart has made a new testimony. The defense does have a right to cross-examine her again.
God, I'm trying to get comfortable in my seat here.
But he is in contempt of court.
No, I am. If you're going to arrest someone, arrest me.
Very well. You will go to baby jail.
We'll go to juvie because she's 17.
Maya Fey, you will leave the courtroom immediately.
Nick, I did what I could. You have to do the rest. Good luck. Maya? I think I found a seating position that's comfortable.
I care not for this melodrama. Listen well, Mr. Wright. I do not tolerate battering of my witnesses.
I'm running out of time. I better find a contradiction in here or else.
Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination.
I saw as clear as day. The man on the boat was Mr. Edgeworth, and then I'm pretty sure we present the photo. Because in the photo, you can't tell.
No, you can't tell who's holding the gun.
Caesar says he's the one bringing all the melodrama. So it's the photo, right?
Oh, do you want me to confirm?
Yeah.
The lake photo, yes.
Got you. Got you, Miss Hart. Finally. What? You got what? Look at this photograph. The photo I
Look
took.
at this photograph.
Look at
Every
this
time
graph.
it makes me laugh.
Look at this graph.
Look, this graph. Just stares continuously.
The very same. There's something I want you to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. The fog,
It's a
Miss
gun.
Hart. So? This picture was taken with professional, high-quality film, correct? Yet even it could not capture the faces of the men on the boat. Yet you claim you saw Mr. Edgeworth. How? What?
Mr. Wright has a point. That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony, please.
Then you're trying to manipulate things. I don't like you. You're stinky. Sus. Yet, now she has said it, Mr. Von Karma. How could you possibly see Mr. Edgeworth? Explain yourself.
Miss Hart,
What?
could you see the defendant that night?
Of course. I said I could, and I meant I could.
Then please testify as to the circumstances of your sighting.
I did it. I finally found a hole in Von Karma's carefully vague testimony. You're right. It was a cold night, and the fog was thick as grits. So once I was finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. When I heard that noise out on the lake, I looked with my binoculars. See? No problem.
You use binoculars. Very well. And you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Also, could someone explain to me what binoculars are?
This one better be good. Alright,
I like how she said thick as grits, by the way.
yes. Thick as grits.
Jeez.
Your camera. Yeah, it's got an automatic.
The issue we are concerned with here, Miss Hart, seeing Mr. Edgeworth. The camera has nothing to do with this at all. Objection sustained.
Ah, he's not letting her answer any of my questions. Brought binoculars with me.
I would actually press on that statement.
Binoculars. Yeah, binoculars. Yesterday you mentioned that you were out looking for shooting stars, correct? Well, yeah. Wouldn't you need a telescope, not binoculars for that? I've got doubts about your camera, too. Was that really to take pictures of meteor showers?
Sorry.
No, you're good.
The camera is irrelevant to this case.
You can't say that for certain.
Mr. Wright? Is the camera really relevant to this case? If you believe it is, you may continue with this line of questioning. But know this. If you find nothing with this, there will be consequences. Well, Mr. Wright? Do you wish to press further about the camera?
Yeah. This is make it or break it time. The camera is of utmost importance, Your Honor. It is perhaps the key to this entire case. Therefore, I will continue my line of questioning. Wow, Maybe I went a little overboard there.
Very well. Miss Hart, you will testify to the court about the camera.
Yeah, I hear ya. Camera was set up to take pictures of a meteor shower. That is objection because it faces the lake. When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
You were photographing shooting stars? That's a lie. It says who? Says the camera. I saw the camera you set up yesterday. It was pointed directly at the lake. You have to point a camera upwards to take photos of the stars, Miss Hart. Oof.
Big oof. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at?
The witness was not at the lake to photograph shooting stars, Your Honor.
Well then, what exactly was she photographing?
Your Honor, take a look at this. What was Miss Hart trying to photograph at the lake? Gordy. Miss Hart, this is what you were trying to photograph.
What's this, a newspaper article?
Wow, how observant.
I've read these. I remember when they invented these.
I remember when they were black and white with red all over.
Gordy. Ah, the sighting at Gord Lake.
Well, Miss
I
Hart.
went on Bigfoot sightings.
I never heard of no lake monster. That's still negative. You got proof or something? Let's see you prove that I was down at the lake trying to photograph this Gordy.
Gordy.
Do I have proof?
I mean, Lotta's camera, I would say. Why else would she be, like, putting it to be automatic?
True. I have it. Proof.
Intriguing. Very well, let's see it. And no joking around this time, please.
We weren't joking around the first time.
What is proof that the witness was trying to photograph Gordy, the lake monster?
The proof, Miss Hart, is your own camera. Ha! Your camera was set up to take photos in response to loud noises, correct? Thus, this photograph here, taken when a gun fired on the lake. And here, this article about Gordy. According to this article, Gordy made a loud noise when it emerged. Well, you were trying to photograph Gordy, weren't you? That's why you had set up your camera to respond to loud noises.
Order, order.
At least not 6 orders this time.
Yeah.
I see. I too thought it was a little strange.
Yeah, sure. Well, Miss Hart? You were camping there to try and take a photo of Gordy, weren't you? Yeah. Not bad. Are all you lawyers that smart? So, smart boy. I was down there trying to photograph Gordy. You got me. So what? Huh? That don't change what I saw, does it?
Exactly. What you just used several precious minutes of our time to prove is nothing more than the witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist.
Hey!
But as she so succinctly said, so what? It changes nothing.
Not true. You were hiding the whole thing about Gordy for some reason, I know it. But what could it have been? Whatever it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this.
Miss Hart, why did you hide the fact that you were researching for Gordy from the court? Please revise your testimony.
Right. Fine. I'll testify. It won't change nothing, though. Something will change. It has to. And I'm going to spot it.
So, fun fact, apparently, there's supposed to be 9 statements in this testimony, but for some reason they actually cut the 9th statement out.
Oh. Actually, I'm not a research student at a university. I'm an investigative photographer. Imagine what a scoop it'd be if I got a picture of that monster.
Why would you lie about that?
Yeah, why? That's why I was camping out by the lake. Maybe not to give other people the same idea.
Oh yeah, actually, that's a fair statement.
But that's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked right straight out the lake. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched that boat the whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands, and I heard another gunshot. I was looking right at the boat the whole time, crossed my heart and hoped to fry. Instead of hope to
What?
die.
I was saying hope to fly.
Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. The witness's testimony is unchanged from before. Whether she's a research student or photographer has no bearing on this case. There is no need to waste more of our time with another pointless cross-examination.
He's trying really hard to not get you to examine.
Yeah. I claim the defense's right to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Von Karmer's up to something, I know it. He doesn't want me to cross-examine her because why? Was there a contradiction?
Very well. You may begin the cross-examination.
I may be a whipped man, but I am a fair whipped man. You seem sure of yourself. You must have something in mind.
Ha! That would be a first.
Haha, very funny.
You understand that this is your last chance at cross-examination, Mr. Wright. If there is no problem with the testimony this time, we will let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict at that time, Mr. Wright. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor. Alright. I feel like I should press on everything.
I don't see an issue with that.
Then what manner of a person are you? I'm not sure I'm highfalutin enough to be called a manner of anything. Investigative photographer. An investigative photographer. Yep. You get your photo and sell it to the press. It's that kind of business. Hey, I was taking pictures at my sister's graduation last year, and guess what? What? There was a YOFO.
Just hanging in the
Just
UFO. UFO. UFO.
UFO. Just hanging in the sky. YOFO. You know, an unidentified flying object. A UFO. That's what I heard had sort of a revelation. Anyway, I should become an investigative photographer. I see. Kind of a shaky basis for a career.
You should have gotten an achievement for that now.
Is Gordy really all that newsworthy? Heck yeah. They even had him up on the TV. I'm not sure that's appearing on the local news as rumor of the month segment qualifies.
Jeez.
Last month's segment was Bigfoot sighted on Acorn Hill, I believe.
I'm sure the judge really enjoyed that one, especially with Mr. Red White there.
Hey, they also had a picture of him in the newspaper, for real.
Mr. Wright, this is one fight I don't believe you can win. Let's keep moving, shall we?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Dad.
Dad.
That's why you put the automatic sensor on your camera. Yep. Borrowed it from a university professor. Analyzes every sound it picks up, and when it gets a bang, it snaps a shot. Yep. So how many
Sounds like a
pictures
whole
has it
series of
taken so
shots.
far? The only time the camera triggered was that night. That's sus.
I was gonna say, like, doesn't it take more than one picture, as we saw with the popper?
Yeah, it would have taken more than one, but also the gun fired 3 times. But
That's
she's
also
only
true, so-
claiming 2.
So surely there must be, like, more than one photo. There should be at least 2, if not 3 photos.
Yeah. That's all I was hiding. I think it's time you told us why you felt you had to hide your true purpose at the lake. Heck, if we're got out what I was up to, the lake be swarming with competitors. See, I was right.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I think that was a fair line of reasoning. I think you're very smart.
Oh, thank you. Competitors? Yeah, second-rate shutterbugs trying to steal my scoop. Is that the only reason you were hiding the truth? Well, actually... Oh!
Mr. Wright, I'll not have you asking questions with no relevance to this case.
Whatever you say, Von Karma. I know you told her to keep quiet.
You don't know shit.
Exactly what sort of sound was it? Well, I never heard one before, so I can't say for sure, but it sounded like a gunshot. It was a lot sharper a sound than I would have expected. There wasn't much else to look at, so I watched the boat the whole time. That's sus. There wasn't much else to look at? Yep. I don't know. I don't know why my throat is starting to give out on me.
I was gonna say, don't die on us.
If she heard a bang, and she thought Gordy was out there, I kind of doubt she'd
Bang,
waste
bang,
any
bang,
time
bang.
looking out at the boat. What?
Vamonos, vamonos.
What did I do now? What are you giving me that look for? Definitely suspicious. Maybe it's time for some evidence.
Witness, continue.
What evidence?
What statement was that?
Hold your hush, puppies, pops. I'm getting there. It was this one.
There wasn't much to look at.
So I just watched the boat the whole time. Wait, what
No,
was what's the
well, we
last
know that-
statement?
Well,
And
we
I
know
saw
that's
a
not
flash
true.
near one of the men's hands, and I heard another gunshot.
Well, we know at the very least that she wasn't really paying attention to the boat
Yeah.
because Gordy.
So is it this?
I mean, that's the only thing we have a connection to Gordy, so I'd say yes.
Yep. Miss Hart, were you really looking at that boat? What's with you? Of course I was looking at it. It was the only thing out there. Any normal person be looking at it. I agree.
You're not normal.
Any normal person would. But you are far from normal. Phoenix
that fucking
Nick
that
has
fucking
like
screech.
no. He has no sense of like
chill.
socialness.
I'm gonna say like this would be a perfect for a meme.
Mm-hmm.
But you are far from normal.
What? Y'all stop. Y'all want to step over here and say that? You were
That would be
camping
assault.
at the lake to take a picture of Gordy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning the lake for any sign of Gordy. That's what. You wouldn't give the boat a second thought. Ah!
Always looks like she's about to sneeze when she does that.
Ah!
Order, continue, Mr. Wright.
You testified that you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch that boat. You needed them to search for Gordy, and that's what you were doing. At you. Well? Well, now that y'all mention it, I did sort of take my binoculars and kind of scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gordy might be out there and all.
Miss Hart, are you saying that you were not watching the boat then?
Sorry, y'all. I wasn't fibbing, really. I thought, I could be a witness to a murder and all. Kinda got excited. I was sure I was watching that boat, till now.
This is totally uncalled for.
But hey, you got the photograph, you got proof.
Still, we can't see who is shooting who in this.
Right. That's why I took this photo and...
Witness, that is enough.
Oh, so she did take more than one. Because, she originally said she had 2 photos. but she only gave us the one. She never showed us the second one.
You've had a long day. Shut your pie hole.
Sir, how about you shut your pie hole? Shut my what now? What was she going to say? She took the photo and what? Wait a second. Photograph to prove it. You really can't tell who's shooting. That's why she said she's going to enlarge the photo. She said it'll drop the quality a mite, but should let us see who's who. She enlarged that photo. Why won't Von Karma let her show it? I've got a hunch. I bet that enlarged photo shows something bad for Von Karma. This is my chance. If I'm wrong, though, it'll mean prison for Edgeworth, or worse. What should I do?
What do you think you should do, Phoenix? Like, come on.
Make her show the enlargement, right?
Yeah?
Miss Hart, look at this photograph. You enlarged this photograph, did you not? Yeah, I did. Why has that enlargement not been presented to the court?
Because it does not exist.
Oh, bullshit. What are y'all talking about? You were the one who told me not to show in the court in the first place. A lot of just throwing Von Karma under the bus, and I'm living for it.
I mean, to be fair, he has not been very nice to her.
That is true, but we stand a queen. You old fool. Love that for us.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Von Karma?
Miss Hart, show the photo to the court. Show us the enlargement.
Show us the enlargement. The prosecution objects to the submission of evidence. Objection denied. The witness will show the enlargement to the court.
Thank God the judge is actually, like, coming back to reality a little bit. Here it is. Ah, still can't see, but it's left hand shooting, not the right.
We still cannot see who is firing in this. It could be the defendant, or maybe it's not. Regardless, I'll accept this as evidence. Happy now, Mr. Wright?
There has to be something. There is!
You asked for the enlargement. You got the enlargement.
Doesn't sound right.
Do you like my enlargement, Mr. Wright?
No, I don't.
And little good it has done any of us.
Yes. Yeah.
That is why I requested she not show it.
Oh, wait, that's you. LOL.
I suppose this means that the cross-examination is over, obviously. Then I would like to close the cross-examination of Miss Lotta Hart. And none too soon. That was a flagrant waste of my time. Mr. Von Karma, do you have anything to add? I stated everything I needed to when this trial began. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. Then I believe it is time for me to declare my verdict.
Objection! Objection! Wait, it's not supposed to go like this. There has to be a clue in this photo somewhere. I know, Phoenix, you're fucking stupid. This is bad, real bad. What should I do? Object.
Wait and see. What do you think is gonna happen?
Your Honor, there is something decidedly strange with this enlargement.
What might that be? What is wrong with the enlargement, Mr. Wright? Mr. Wright, you will show the court what you mean. What about this photo is strange?
Okay, here goes nothing. I'll show the judge what's strange about this photo. It's the hand. Here, Your Honor.
The shooter? I'm not sure I understand. What about the shooter is strange?
Look at the hand holding the pistol, Your Honor.
The hand?
The hand directly contradicts another piece of evidence. This man's left hand does... Oh,
This man's left hand does what?
let me show you. I'll show you the evidence that left hand contradicts. The evidence is clear. The man in this photograph is holding the pistol in his left hand. However, the prints on the murder weapon were from Edgeworth's right hand. Ergo, that's a fancy word.
Ergo.
Glow. Excuse me, French. The man shooting the pistol in this photograph is not Mr. Edgeworth.
Begone.
Begone. You thought?
Now that everyone in the courtroom has quieted down because people were throwing fucking shit at my face.
People, it became a third grade classroom for a hot minute. We didn't appreciate it.
Everyone in here will get detention.
No recess for you.
Is it no 10-minute recess?
Is it not big enough? Is the enlargement not big enough?
It's not a big enough enlargement. We could probably ask Lana for more. I would like to reconvene this court of law. Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
you have given us definitive proof today. We now know that it was not Mr. Edgeworth who fired the pistol that night. However, this leaves us with a rather large problem.
The enlargement's the problem. I know. I'm sorry, sir. I can make it bigger if you want.
Jesus.
If Edgeworth didn't do it, then who shot our victim? Precisely. As we have seen, there were no other people on the lake that night. Who but the defendant could have shot the victim?
The victim himself. There's only one explanation remaining. The man who shot the victim was none other than the victim himself.
Order! Order! So, you are saying that the victim committed suicide?
Yes, Your Honor. I can think of no other explanation. Or Von Karma did it. I don't know. He's sus.
I mean, I don't... Okay.
Indeed, that does not seem to be the only remaining option. I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. But the suicide is out of the question.
What?
An examination of the victim's wounds revealed the distance of which he was shot.
Yeah, but I don't have the fucking autopsy report, you piece of shit. So how was I supposed to fucking know that? Thank you. Goodbye. Bye, Felicia. The distance.
The victim was clearly shot from further than a meter away.
That's like, what, 12 feet?
No, meter's 3 feet. Like Phoenix just says, that's 3 feet.
Thank you, localized Phoenix, right?
There is no other way it could have been a suicide. Order, order. Mr. Von Carver, are you sure of the accuracy of your data? Of course. I had already considered the possibility of suicide, you...
Sure you did, buddy.
I see. Very well, allow me to state my opinion.
It's the day after Christmas. I want to go home to my wife and children, so let's stop.
I need to see my wife, I need to see my child, I need to meet Miss Oldbag, which is also my wife and also my grandmother.
No. Stop.
Considering the situation, the shooter had to be the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth. However, the prints on the gun revealed that the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. This is a conundrum. Therefore, I would like to suspend proceedings for this trial for the day. The court orders the defense and prosecution to further investigate this matter. Understood.
Yes, Your Honor.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Whew, that was a close one. Edgy! Hey! Don't you have anything to say?
No, I've yet to be declared innocent, Wright.
Well, yeah, but what happened out there at the lake anyway? If you didn't commit suicide, then who? The shooter was about a meter away, too.
What? Don't give me that look. I did not kill him.
I was just kidding around. Jesus, calm the fuck down. Look, I'm going to go check on Maya.
Oh.
clearly, I'm not important for you. Your own
I see
boyfriend? Okay, sure. Your own lover?
Your senpai.
Right.
What?
Tell her something for me.
What?
Tell her to watch what she says in court. That's all.
Would it kill you to just state how you really feel with the thanks, Edgeworth?
It's hard to express my feelings. You know this.
I requisitioned a transcript of Lada's entire testimony. I thought it might give me some ammunition for the trial tomorrow. Of course, she didn't see the shooter, so the only part of her testimony that stood was the bang she heard. To be continued. Ooh, that took us like an hour and 10 minutes. Love that.
Yeah. I think it's
Yes.
mostly the last investigation and the last trial that take the longest.
That makes sense.
I think actually I think it's the second trial that also takes quite a long time. So anything past that point takes a long time in general.
Maya! Hey, Nick, it's you! I'm glad Mr. Edgeworth made it through the day okay. It's a
Welcome
relief.
to when Erin talks to herself.
Well, you had like a three-way conversation earlier.
I
so-
know, like I was talking between Gumshoe, I was talking between Von Karma and the judge. Jesus. Anyone listening to me outside my window would be like, what the fuck is he doing?
Hey, why'd you do that anyway? I don't know. I just knew I had to do something. I know I'm not the lawyer my sister was. I'm sorry. Well, you did save the trial. Just behave from now on, okay? Behave? Is she a dog? What?
Phoenix,
just
she
behave.
did the right thing.
Oh, God, Phoenix.
She
What
did
is it
the
with
right
Phoenix
thing.
and Edgeworth not like having any social skills?
I guess it's just because they just aren't very charismatic.
Okay. Have you been questioned yet? No, not yet. Detective Gumshoe was here just now. He said seeing as this is your first offense, we'll let you go after questioning. Whew. Oh, and he wanted me to get bail money ready. You can pay for me, okay? Huh? How much? I don't know. I guess they'll send you a bill or something. Why do I picture giant bales of money every time I hear the word bail?
I'm just imagining that she doesn't understand like how much money is worth.
Yeah. Any luck with Mia? None. I can't get through to her at all. I tried. I really did. I don't know what to do.
She's ghosting her.
Literally. I think I probably shouldn't have stopped my training. She sounds like she really did do her best. I should check and see if there are any waterfalls in the local area. I wonder if I'll ever see my sister again. Poor baby.
I mean, no, because she's dead.
True. Alright, let's go down the list.
I'd be very concerned if you saw her.
Sure is quiet in here without anyone around. Right. I have to get Maya out of that detention cell soon.
Look at Charles. Charlie. Plant. He is a good boy.
Alright, let's go here, because
Actually, it says we need to go to Gourd Lake Woods.
Gumshoe's not here. Gumshoe's at the scene again today. Oh, that was the police, lol. Huh? Oh, really?
Got into a fight with. Okay. It's okay. Don't listen to me. I'm only a policeman. Who cares?
I bet he wouldn't help them build the case against Edgeworth. Okay, so we go to Gourd Lake.
I totally would build a case against Edgeworth. I get a raise.
There are fewer than there were yesterday, but the cops are still around in the park. I wonder if Detective
That's such
Gumshoe
a
is
bad
here today.
phrasing.
Yeah, that
That's
is.
such a bad phrasing and sentencing. I hate it. Oh, I forgot to practice Larry.
Haven't seen Larry around today at all. Probably off paying through the nose on a date with the lovely Kianci.
I hate that phrase. Ah!
I've been waiting for the entire stream for you to make the Zim surprise sound.
Well, now I can clip it, so we're cool.
Yes. Hey, Detective Gumshoe.
Hey, pal. The trial today,
Yes? What about the trial?
well, I was going to say good show, but it wasn't really all that. Though you did say Mr. Edgeworth, I guess. I just wasn't sure how to thank you, you know?
Just say thank you? Thanks.
What are you doing here, pal? There's no camping. There's a picnic?
Detective Gumshoe. Any idea what strategy Von Karma is planning for tomorrow?
It sounds like he's bringing in another witness.
Another witness? Oh, right. He said something about that in the trial today. We don't need to flash back to this. 2 witnesses. We don't need to flash back to that. I was wondering who that
Like, no,
other witness was.
It's like, no, I believe you game. Like, you don't need to reaffirm.
Who was it?
Sorry, pal. As much as I'd like to, I'm not at liberty to divulge that information.
Right. Oh, right. I wanted to ask you something about Edgeworth.
What's up?
Is he afraid of earthquakes? I never heard anything about that before.
Mr. Edgeworth doesn't talk about himself too much, you see. But there's one thing that's clear as day. Him hating crime the way he does. And him becoming a prosecutor. And him being scared of earthquakes. It all started with that incident.
The DL6 incident?
Yep, that's the one.
That's the spice.
15 years ago when he saw his father shoot before his very eyes. He still feels the pain now. You can see it in his eyes.
I wanted to talk to you about Maya Fey.
Huh? She's not out of bail yet? That's strange. I told them to let her go as soon as they had the report written up. Man, I don't know what to have happened in that courtroom today if it weren't for her. Seeing her get dragged out by the bailiff. I'll be honest with you, pal. I shed a tear or two. Mr. Edgeworth, he was so moved I saw his lip shriveling.
Oh, Edgy!
Because I'm always looking at his face. His gorgeous, handsome, what face?
Miles. Really? Cold as ice Edgeworth?
He was really grateful for what she did, you know? I'm going to head back to the station.
You know what? I will give him this. He, at the very least, is good at detecting people that he knows.
I'll get the report on Maya and get her out of there as soon as I can.
Thank you. Oh, wait. I was wondering, how much is bail going to be?
Don't worry about that. Mr. Edgeworth is posting the whole amount.
Edgy? Baby? How sweet. What? Edgeworth? Does he have a crush on her?
Didn't
Excuse
I tell
me.
you? He's grateful to her for what she did. Alright, pal. Well, don't forget to pick her up, okay?
With my bike? Because I don't have a car.
You don't have a car.
I don't have a license.
I guess they must walk a lot of places because I can't imagine her being like on the bike with him.
They just ride bikes together. They get one of those like 2-seater bikes.
Oh god, I hate it.
Hmm. Maybe I can get Edgeworth to pay this month's rent too. Can he pay my rent? That would be great.
Jesus. Everyone wants some money.
Lada's camera staring at the lake as usual. Even a novice like me can tell that camera must cost a pretty penny. Hope she doesn't leave it out here to get stolen.
We probably should go and pick up her, Maya, actually.
Hey, Nick! You finally came! That's what she said. They just finished the paperwork. I'm free to go. Free at last, eh? Those interrogators were really mean. They were like, okay, what did you do this time? Like I'm some kind of criminal. Can you believe it? Well, they let you
You
out.
are a klepto.
Well, they let you out in the end, didn't they? Oh, that reminds me. Thanks for bail. Thank Edgeworth. Huh? He posted bail for you. Said he was grateful for what you did. Mr. Edgeworth did that? I have to make it up to him. We've got to win this case, Nick.
I was gonna say, the funny thing is, I think she might technically be some type of Buddhist, because Buddhists have some weird thing about like how people don't have possessions; they're just like the world's possessions, and so they're kind of like a communist community type thing going.
Mm-hmm.
So she probably doesn't realize whenever she steals things that she's stealing something.
Yeah. Hey, Iceman, how you doing? Alright, so...
Oh, the place we need to go to next is the lake entrance.
Okay, so back to the lake.
Yeah. A lot of backtracking sometimes.
There aren't many cops around here today, are there? They're probably back at the precinct working up the case against Edgeworth. Hey, y'all. Okay, you need to voice Phoenix.
Okay.
Hey, it's Lotta. Y'all really did it today.
What did we do now?
Nah, I'm not complaining. See, I did a little thinking. A little self-reflection, you might say. I realized that being a witness is a mighty big responsibility. I just went up there and started blabbing any old thing that came to mind.
Lotta.
So, you see, I want to make it up to y'all.
Make it up? Does this mean monetary compensation or the behind the like bleachers kind of compensation? What did you think of the
Is she
trial?
paying for this month's rent?
That would be nice.
Phoenix.
I said, what do you think of the trial?
Oh, I didn't hear you. Sorry. I think you said it. I just didn't comprehend that you said it.
It's okay. It's because my normal voice and I don't have a Phoenix Wright voice.
No, you're fine. Did the time of ads pass by without me getting any, or hasn't? I done the ad. You just don't get ads because you're a subscriber to the channel.
I was gonna say I also did not get an ad.
I think you're subbed. Someone gifted
Oh, okay.
you. I think someone gifted you a sub. I think Jolfador gifted subs, but I don't know to whom.
I appreciate it if you did, Yolfador.
Wait, where did the sub thing go? No, it's gone now. No, don't unsubscribe from the channel. Don't do that.
That is a bad thing that you do.
That is a bad. To be honest, I was doing it half just to say I'd been a witness, even though I didn't really see anything. I kind of convinced myself I had, though. I'm sorry, I know I caused y'all a lot of trouble. Well, memory is a tricky, vague little thing. Yeah, I sure know that now. I'll be fine next time I witness a murder. Right.
Hopefully that isn't reoccurring. You mean the first time you witness a murder? That's fair. That's a fair assessment. What about Gordy?
Right. Well, the way I figure, the trail's only stoking the flames of Gordy. The trial's only stoking the flames of Gordy fever. I'll get my exclusive photos and rocket to stardom. All right, Lotta, you go, girl.
She's been spending too much time with Larry. Larry's been spending too much time with Kianci.
I wish I could be an investigative photographer too.
Finish your spirit medium training first. Lotto, what do you mean by making it up to us?
Well, you see, actually, I got a bit of information for you. What? That Von Karma didn't want me to say nothing about it. What information? Now we're getting to the heart of it. See, I reckoned we might be able to do ourselves a little exchange.
Exchange? I thought this was to make it up to us.
Right. I propose a little exchange to make it up to you. What? Information don't come cheap, my friend. Hey, I see you thinking, my, how unsophisticated these southern folks are. It's written all over your face. Let me tell you, most southerners are way more sophisticated than you. I'm just the exception, okay? Well,
As a
what'll be?
It's funny because I'm actually a southerner, so.
I know. We got a deal or not? What do we do, Nick?
I
Deal.
mean, you might as well do the deal, you get info. We don't have any other leads, so I don't think we have a choice here. What's the worst you can do? Ask her to brush your hair some more? Okay, how much?
Huh? You completely off the rocker? I may not be sophisticated, but I'm not trying to rob the poor.
Huh?
The only fair exchange for information is information. Listen good. What I need from you is information about Gordy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Gordy?
But Gordy doesn't... I mean, Gordy might not exist.
Then bring me proof that shows he don't.
That's not how it works.
I'll be keeping watch from the car, okay? You see something? Y'all come to me first. Got it?
Okay.
Right. See y'all later. So you're not going to give us the information until we give you the
Until we
information.
find Gordy for a thing that doesn't exist.
Great, this is quality content. Okay, Nick, let's get hunting.
Oh, sorry. No, come back. Hunting? You don't seriously mean...
Gordy? I sure do.
What about Edgeworth?
Oh, fuck him. He can go fuck himself.
You mean Phoenix can go fuck?
Or Gumshoe. Whatever one.
See, now you know the contradiction that I have between them.
We're searching for Gordy for him, Nick. Don't you get it?
Okay, and how exactly do we search for a make-believe monster? Maybe we can find a monster myth specialist?
Maybe Von Karma will have some ideas.
Probably not.
Oh, God.
I hate it!
Thanks, I hate it.
I just realized that those are all different countries' flags. I don't know what that one with like the green and the red center is though.
I know
hate it,
I've
though.
seen it. I just don't remember which country.
I've not seen it, so I don't know.
What's that?
What's that? Oh, do you want to?
The
Okay.
Steel Samurai, Nick. Because you're going to do butts.
Right. Yo, Maya!
Larry, what the heck is that?
Oh, it's just my girl Kiance's idea.
I love his little blush. He's so cute.
She was all like, if you put this here, it'd be like really cool. Dude, she gave it to me along with the banner.
This is going to become like a really tacky tourist destination by the end of this trial. First it was the sign, now it's the Steel Samurai with the flags. What's next?
On top of Gordy, yeah. They apparently really want tourism here, and it worked because they got a southerner.
Wow, that's real impressive. She could find those for you. Flags aren't hard to come by, but okay.
Well, she knows a lot of people. And that show's finished now, so she got them for free.
Right. I love how he does like the little thing with his jacket. That's so adorable.
God. Yo, Nick! What happened with Edgy?
Well, we made it through the first day in court all right. I don't know how good our prospects are from here on, though.
Huh.
Hey, Larry, did you know Mr. Edger's secret weakness? He's terrified of earthquakes. He acts like a little boy.
Huh? That's weird. I don't think he was ever like that in school.
No? Really?
Well, we were only in the same class for a little bit.
Hold on, wait a minute.
What is your question?
The trial, or his father died 15 years ago. They're both
Yes.
24. So the dad died when they were all in the same grade together.
Most likely around that time, yeah.
Yeah, because they said they were in 4th grade, and 4th grade is roughly 9 to 10.
Yeah.
So, ooh. Interesting. Doing smarts. I'm doing big brain. Big brain time. All right.
Phoenix did mention that he left for reasons that he didn't know.
Yeah, so it might have been that.
Oh, it's Bangladesh. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Jalfador.
He transferred schools pretty quickly.
Yep, there we go. Transferred? Right. When the DL6 incident happened. Doesn't look like Larry knows about it, though. Hey, Larry. When did you get the big thing?
Giggity. Huh? Oh, the big guy? I've had that for about a month. Yeah. It's a big hit with the kids.
You don't seem so sure of yourself, Larry.
I just really hate kids.
Why was
Beyonce talks about them a lot.
she mentions she might want one, and I don't know if I'm ready for that commitment.
You probably never watched BoJack Horseman of it.
No.
But there's a scene with his girlfriend where she's like, "Oh, look at how cute that baby is," and he flips the stroller and runs across a like congested highway.
Why wasn't
That's
it
what I
there
picture with him.
yesterday?
Huh? Oh, right. The compressor was busted.
Compressor?
Yeah, it's a little unit on my hot dog stand.
Hog dog.
I was gonna say hog dag.
Hog dog.
That's what I used to put air in the Steel Samurai. It broke a little while ago, so I sent it for repairs.
Oh. And here I thought you'd inflate it by yourself.
Yeah, you put too much faith in me.
Alright, let's...
Okay.
Hey, y'all. Well, y'all find anything about Gordy? No, nothing. Well, keep moving. It gets cold out here in nighttime. It is a little chilly. I think I have to sneeze. Whoa, no you don't.
Oh God.
I told y'all, no sneezing. I believe the sign says no camping, ma'am. This is a free sneeze zone.
Look, it's implied within the no camping that there is no sneezing while not camping.
See, I set the camera to respond to things a little softer than a bang. It trigger on one of Von Karma's finger snaps now. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, sorry is nice, but what about my film? Nick,
Maybe don't have it use like 30 rolls of fucking film.
Nick, pay the lady. So... Sob, that is a mood. That is such a mood.
When the cashier talks to Karen. I was gonna let you know that it's telling us that we actually need to go back to the criminals defense department. Oh my God, I forgot this part.
Alright.
Hey there, pal. It's me, your best friend, Gumshoe. What's up? You look out of sorts. Wait, you didn't go and do something about going to hurt Mr. Edgeworth's case again.
What do you mean, again? What do you mean, again?
Whatever, have a seat, pal. I'm here for you if you need anything, besides money, that is. 'Cause I have no food. I am starving.
Gumshoe, no.
I am eating ramen and like every day. It's hard to go to the bathroom.
How is the investigation proceeding?
It's not really. We have no other meeting coming. Oh, we have another meeting coming. I was like, we have no other meetings. We're supposed to talk about Mr. Edgeworth's motive.
His motive?
See, Mr. Edgeworth's father died in the DL6 incident. Actually, this is the first time someone actually came on that actually had a motive.
Yeah.
And the guy who got the lone suspect declared innocent was the victim in this case. Robert Hammond. They're saying that's why Mr. Edgeworth shot him.
Edgeworth never talks about his past. I bet they'll drag that out and hit him with it in court tomorrow, too. Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
But I gotta admit, it doesn't look good, pal.
Say, Detective Gumshoe, do you know Gordy?
The monster down in Gourd Lake? Not personally, no.
I would be surprised if you knew. Actually, no. I would not be surprised if Gumshoe knew the gourd monster personally.
Talks to him on Fridays.
Well, we're looking for it.
Huh?
Oh no. We triggered rage mode.
What, are you out of your minds?
Eek!
You got time to go wild monster hunting? How about doing a little questioning for me then?
Oh. Detective Gumshoe is scaring me, Nick. Please make him stop being mad at me. I told Detective...
Didn't want to have to type that shit out.
I told Detective Gumshoe about the deal with Lotta. Nick, try telling him sooner next time. Sorry. Thought that was internal monologue. I guess... Okay, whatever.
Not really, I guess. He just says that out loud, like, I told him everything, and goes just like,
You haven't told me shit, pal. What the fuck are you talking about? I see, pal. Sorry for shouting at you.
just, are you just, like, kind of dying over there?
Yeah.
Okay. I, Detective Gumshoe, will aid your search for Gordy.
Oh god, I love this. I love this so much.
So here's the little, I was going to tell you this little thing. We're going to have to choose between 3 secret weapons, and I can tell you either the order in which we basically get an achievement and have a few laughs, or we could just pick the right one and get the thing that we need.
Okay. Let me see them first.
Okay.
Huh?
I'll loan you one of our new secret weapons for finding evidence.
Really?
You can take whichever one you like.
Okay, give us the goods.
Hold on now, everything in due time. First, let me show them to you. These are our best and brightest. Introducing secret weapon number 1, Missile.
Missile?
He's a canine police dog still in training.
Oh, puppy! Puppy!
Missile! Missile, here boy. Woof. There he is.
The game does the animal sound, so you're good.
Okay.
Hey, he's cute. Look, Nick, cute dog. A cute dog. And this will help us how?
Toby Fox intensifies.
Next step, secret weapon number 2, a fishing pole. Here, this is my own personal pole.
That rod.
How else am I gonna get real meat?
That does not look like a good rod, sir. Detective Gumshoe, we're looking for a monster.
Yeah. Just put some bait on the end.
How are we supposed to catch a whole sea monster with a fishing pole?
Never know till you try, pal. Heard those weird Japanese stories about pulling up weird shit from the ocean? Okay, this next one is the last one.
No, please, I'm already overwhelmed by your choices. Oh my god, me trying to make any decision in my life. No, it's gotta be 2. It's gotta be 2 decisions. Can't be more than that or else I get overwhelmed.
Secret weapon number 3, A metal detector. Here.
Detective Gumshoe, we're looking for something alive.
Right.
How are we supposed to find it with a metal detector?
Hey, you never know. It might be eating soda cans. Well, which will it be?
I can't make up my mind, Nick. They all seem so perfect. I can't make up my mind either for the totally opposite reason. This is just so good. This is good. Oh well, I suppose I can't hurt to borrow one of them. Alright, don't tell me. I'm just gonna pick one.
Okay.
I'll
I will tell you that whichever ones you pick, you can actually switch out. And
Yeah, I
whichever one you get
figured.
right, you get to keep.
I figured, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with the metal detector because we need to find where those other 2 bullets are.
Okay. Question. Did you want to pick the right choice first, or because once you get the right choice, you can't decide like another one once you find the
Nah,
evidence.
I'm going completely random.
Alright, fair enough.
My own personal poll, huh? How very German of him. Can we borrow the metal detector?
Sure thing, pal. If you find any of my change, please give it to me. I'm very poor. I'm not sure what we're gonna find with this.
That's Phoenix saying that.
I'm very sorry. I took your line, Phoenix. Please, go ahead. Remember, you're hunting for a monster. Anything is possible. Anything.
I now headcanon that Gumshoe is secretly, like, into superstitions and cryptids and stuff. The whole reason he became a detective, so hopefully one day a case will come across his desk like, oh, we gotta find Bigfoot now.
I like to imagine that the judge is actually somewhat superstitious. So he actually goes to like Bigfoot club meetings.
Oh my god, I love that. Alright, I want to go to the boat rental shop. It's always so quiet here. I wonder if the boat shop is closed for good. Well, with the murder on the lake and all, they're probably just taking a vacation till it blows over. And also, it's fucking winter. Who wants to go on the middle of a lake during winter?
My question is, who runs a fucking boat rental shop?
I get it. Nick! It's beeping! The metal detector found something! Sure is loud enough about it. Whatever it is, it must be in those bushes. Go check it out, Maya. Why do I have to check it out? Because you're the apprentice. That's why. Nick! Look!
American.
Huh. An air tank? Oh, I know. I think I know.
Okay.
The reason why they didn't know where the guy shot was because he was in the water. He was scuba diving. Or, like, he had a, like, air tank and all.
That doesn't explain the banners.
I'm not there yet.
Okay.
Huh. The valve looks broken. I thought it was Gordy. Maya, first of all, why would Gordy be in the bushes? And second of all, why would a metal detector react to a sea monster? Oh. Huh? There's something wrapped around this air tank. It looks like a string of flags? Well, we might as well take it with us now that we found it. It's heavy.
Yeah, just put it in your pocket. It's fine.
It's heavy. Alright. So we're gonna go back here. Talk. Can we present? Represent.
What, an air tank? What about it?
Larry, I wanted to ask you about this tank. Have you seen it before? Have you seen this before?
Huh? Me? No, never. Who the heck would go diving in the middle of winter?
There's something about the way his eye twitched when I showed him the tank. I think I better pursue this line of questioning a little further. Alright.
What, an air tank? What about...
No, it's because it's the same thing.
Fair enough.
Say, is this air tank yours?
What? Why would I have a thing like that?
Look, see how there's a string of flags around the tank valve? It's just like the string of flags around your steel samurai there.
Must be a coincidence. There's string of flags everywhere these days.
Sure, buddy.
Like elementary schools. And used cars dealerships. Look, why would I need a tank for anything?
Wouldn't it be to inflate the thing?
Probably, since it's supposed to be filled with air.
You used this to inflate that, didn't you?
Inflate what?
What else? That big puffy steel samurai.
Dear God, he knows. Now, why would you go ask me a question like that?
Looks like I hit the nail on the head.
Right. Actually, see, the compressor I always used was on the fritz. So I tried using the tank to inflate it just once. And, it didn't go so well.
As I suspected. Let's ask more about the tank. It didn't go so well?
Yeah.
Do you think you could be a little more specific?
Come on. Look, it's embarrassing, so I really don't want to talk about it.
Tell us. Pretty girl says tell us. You're gonna tell us now.
The 17-year-old underage girl in America says tell us. Fine. Whatever. It's like what I said, the compressor was busted. So I took the tank and tried to fill the samurai up with that. And then...
Blam.
the valve busted open and made this incredible noise. And that tank there took off like a rocket. And it took my poor deflated steel samurai with it.
What? Off into Gourd Lake?
It sure scared me out of my gourd, that's for sure.
Interesting, okay.
Can you talk to him about?
Yeah.
There you go.
So the tank and the steel samurai you were trying to fill up flew away. What happened next?
Well, all that happened on the 20th or so.
The 20th, a week ago.
Now, as far as I could see, the tank went flying out into the lake. So, went out every night in a boat looking for it. I mean, Kianse gave me that steel samurai after.
And when did you find it?
Just the night before last.
So Christmas Eve.
It flew out way out there. It took me 4 whole days to find it.
The night before last. The night of the murder.
Sorry for not telling you, Nick. Actually, I was here on the night of the murder. But you see, I went home before midnight.
I saw his eye twitch there. I'm sus. He's sus. So you didn't know about what happened?
No.
That's too bad. It's not all bad. We've solved one mystery at least. A mystery? Maybe we should go tell her. Oh, Lada.
Huh.
I learned something in today's trial, that's for sure. Testifying is
Do-
serious business. That's why I decided not to. What?
Do you want me to voice Phoenix with this?
Yes, please.
Okay.
That's why I decided not to talk about that case anymore. Huh?
Whoa, didn't you say you had information on the case? Tell us that at least.
Like I said, I'll trade it for the dirt on Gordy. Well, Mr. Lawyer, I got the info y'all need. Y'all got the scoop on Gordy from me?
Gordy doesn't exist, mate? Hold on, let me double check.
Yeah, double check for me.
Tell her Gordy doesn't exist. Lada. There is no such thing as Gordy.
What? How can y'all be so sure? Really, Nick? Y'all got some proof Gordy doesn't exist? The
The proof that Gordy doesn't exist
is here.
is here. It is out there somewhere. Of course I have proof. And present the air tank. No lawyer worth his badge would make a claim without the proof to back it up.
Here, do you want to see the badge? Here, let me present the badge first.
Present the badge. Here's the proof that Gordy doesn't exist. Because I'm right, you're wrong. Tell me your information.
Is it the tank?
It's the tank.
Larry's air tank?
Maya, why are you confused?
What are y'all doing with an air tank?
This is Gordy.
Excuse me? What exactly are you saying, Nick?
Maya, how have you not drawn this conclusion? There's a stand near here, a hot dog stand. There's a giant inflatable samurai doll there. About a week ago, an idiot who happens to be a friend of mine tried to fill it.
Yeah, throw him under the bus, sure.
I mean, he kind of deserves it. He used his air tank, and when the valve blew, the tank flew into the lake. Apparently, it made a pretty loud bang when it flew.
A bang?
The tank, along with the steel deflated samurai, fell into the lake. At the same time, a couple was taking a photograph of the lake. This photo.
Wait, so you're saying that Gordy is really the Steel Samurai? Is it Will Powers? What?
Will Power just comes out. Oh, hey guys, I just thought I'd just come and join.
Holy shit. Okay, so fun fact for those on stream, I posted some non-biased political memes on my Tumblr, or one of my 5 Tumblr blogs, and it was about like Georgia and Pennsylvania turning blue, and I have over 1,500 notes on Tumblr. And they keep going. Here's another one. They just won't stop. It's like, wow. I guess I'm just a meme maker now. I guess that's my profession.
The meme meister.
Well, that's a fine way to ruin a gal's dream.
I mean, you'll get another one, Lotta. It's be fine. I'm sorry, Lotta.
Nah, it's okay. You win. I'll give you your info like I promised. Poor Lotta.
I don't feel bad for her. So tell us this information you have.
A promise is a promise, I guess. I overheard the cops sent around here saying something about the witness tomorrow. They said he's the caretaker of the boat rental place up at the path here. Boat rental? Don't you... Maya, don't you...
Maya has a fairly short-term memory loss.
There's someone there? I mean, it looks so deserted. Just an old guy, living all by himself. Y'all should go check it out. Thanks, Lotta. We will. Let's get cracking,
Oh,
Nick.
God, I don't have a voice for him either.
Hold on.
Something else?
Yeah, the night of the murder. My camera clicked twice, you know.
By the way, I call the bird.
You call... What?
You'll understand later, but I call voicing the bird.
Okay. Wait, so you have another photo? Well, yeah, but there's nothing in it at all. Just the lake. I figured it wouldn't be much use as evidence, so I kept it to myself. Well, it might not be helpful at all, but here, take it. 11:50 p.m. Bye now. Y'all take care. Time for me to pack up and leave. Poor Lotta.
She has so much supplies here.
Yeah.
It's all Larry's fault. The legend still lives on, I guess.
The legend?
Yeah, the legend of Larry, familiar to all who know him for any length of time. When something smells, it's usually the butts.
Someone should whip that butts into shape. Wait, I want to look
Wow.
I want to look at that photo.
All right.
Oh, I can't. I'm not allowed
It shows an empty lake, so it's just there's nothing on it, just the fact that it's taken at that time on that date.
Yeah. That's gonna be
Something of-
useful later.
Yeah, because that's gonna be one of the bangs, I bet.
Yeah, one of the objections.
Ha 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 ha. It must have been from the gun, right?
Yeah, because the gun was fired 3 times.
3 times. So it must have been one of the 3 times.
Hey, Nick. This is the boat shop that Lada was talking about. Yeah, we've been here like 3 times, Maya. No shit.
Jeez. You're right.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly go turn my air on because, like, I'm sweaty as fuck. So, I'll be like 30 seconds.
Aha. I will be here to entertain everyone here. So how's everyone doing? Just me and you, chat. I'm doing pretty good. Gotta get a sleep study done. It's gonna be fun. Oh man, Iceman left. Oh well. I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm liking this case.
Hello.
Very biased. Hi, welcome back.
What are we talking about? Bias?
I was asking if they liked the case, and I told them I liked it, but I was very biased.
Now that we're alone, the coop happens at dawn. The coop happens at dawn.
Wait, I thought it was midnight. Is it dawn or midnight?
Wait, is it dusk or dawn? Or twilight?
Jesus.
Waves. Hi, Caesar. Waving back. All right. I also washed my hands because my mouse is very sweaty. Can I use spacebar? Is that an option? No, it has to be mouse. I hate that. Has to be mouse click. Fuck that. Okay. Doesn't seem to be anyone around at all.
Okay.
Well, because you're going to do the old man.
That's fair.
Well, let's go check it out anyway.
Old man me.
Burb.
Meg, is that you?
Eek!
Hey, is that Keith with you? Where have you two been? I've been worried sick.
Nick, you handle this. I think I'll leave this one up to you, Maya.
Meg!
Yes?
Finally made up your mind, have you?
My mind?
You'll run the pasta shop when I'm gone.
Pasta?
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
This man's got dementia or something.
I just like going left to right. You make your old man proud. When you kids left the house, I didn't know what to think. How am I supposed to keep this place running, an old man like me? Polly, the kids are home. Hello, hello, crack.
Would you like me to do the bird?
Sorry, what?
Would you like me to do the bird?
Is it really that bad?
The squawk was a little weird.
That's fine. You can go ahead.
Okay. Nick, what was that? A parrot. The one on the perch. Can't you see
The
any?
giant ass bird.
The bird's like 2 feet tall. Like, what?
It is a very big bird.
Keith,
Keith? Yes?
I leave the wet noodle in your capable hands, Sonny.
I don't like that name.
What, are you trying to be a wet noodle about this?
Nick, what's the wet noodle? Is that code? Is that code for things we don't want to know?
I don't think so.
Based on the available evidence. Oh, you're getting sophisticated now, Phoenix. Ooh, good for you, buddy. I'd say
His
it's the name.
intelligence is increasing.
I guess our experience points let us go up +1 in intelligence.
I was gonna say he's leveling up with each case.
I say it's the name of his pasta shop.
That's a relief, isn't it, Polly?
Hello, Squawk.
Yep.
Same. He fell asleep. I guess he's relieved. Sir, can you keep that inside your nose, please?
Nor.
A pasta shop?
Yep, to think the wet noodle will live on when I'm gone. My father started it, so, you know, that makes it you two the third generation. Meg,
Yes?
tomorrow we'll start with the secrets of dough tossing.
Dough tossing?
You too, Keith.
Yes?
You'll be the best pasta wrangler the West has ever seen.
Pasta wrangler? The West? Isn't pasta from Italy?
Meg!
Yes?
You know the best pasta's always been made west of the Rockies, don't you?
Right, of course. Everyone knows that. Nick? Huh? How long do we have to keep up in the family charade? Soulman must know something about the murder. We're not leaving until we find out what that is. You didn't answer her question. You said that in your head. Pasta. This is a boat rental shop, right?
What are you talking about? This here's the Palace of Pasta, the wet noodle.
Oh my god, this man's gone rogue.
Though, now that you mention it, we haven't gotten many orders for spaghetti lately. All the kids come up and say, yo, dude, you want to ride in one of your boats? And that's why I keep them boats out there. Youngsters these days, darn if I don't understand them.
I'm pretty confused myself. Nick, this isn't going anywhere. This old man is the witness tomorrow, right? We've got to find some way of getting information out of him. What can we present?
I mean, I probably could look up the guide. Attorney badge.
Sure.
That's a lawyer's badge.
Yes, it is. I show it to everybody. Because no one believes me. Because I'm stupid. I don't believe it.
Because I don't act like a lawyer at all.
I don't even have my license.
I have to tell the police that I will have to meet them in jail because I can't prove my identity.
This old guy is the first person to recognize my badge. You showed it to him. Like...
I get it.
Huh?
Yep, I got you figured out now. You're not Keith. Keith would never be smart enough to be a lawyer.
Nick, now's our chance to clear things up. Sir? No, I'm not Keith. And I'm not Meg, either. We're here investigating a murder that took place on this lake the other night. Please, help us.
Huh, a lawyer, huh?
Please, mister? Oh, the charm
Alright.
of a 17-year-old psychic medium.
Alright, I'll help. But on one condition.
What's that?
When this case is over and done, you'll run the wet noodle. It doesn't matter.
Okay. We're just gonna say sure. Okay, we promise. Let's be nice. Nick, are you sure about this? Hey, anything to get this case solved. Also, who wouldn't want to eat Phoenix noodles? Phoenix, no, don't say that. I guess so.
You could say Phoenix is a wet noodle.
That's my boy. Good for you, Keith.
Wait, didn't I just say...
You too, Meg.
Yes?
You bring a tear to this old man's eye, you know. Now, what was that you wanted to know? Speak up, Polly.
Hello, Squawk. Now he's talking to the bird again. How do we get him to talk to us?
The lake photo.
This one? This one? Because there's like 2 now.
I think it's that one. Yep, I've seen this.
You know something about this, sir?
Keith.
Yes?
It's okay. You can call me Dad.
I don't want to. Dad, you know something about this?
Yep, the other night, out on the lake.
Yes? Yes?
I know all about that. I've seen it.
What? Tell us what you saw.
Well, I suppose. Since you're taking care of the shop and all. You can talk to him about stuff.
Yeah.
I forget the time, but it was pretty dark outside. Probably night. Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure dark time means nighttime.
Probably night. Probably dark. I don't know. Yep.
It was after midnight, but okay.
Then I heard this bang, so I look outside. Then I heard another one. Bang! A little while later, this boat comes back. Then a young man walked by my window here. He was muttering something to himself. Yep.
What did he say?
He said the accident wasn't your fault and that you need to wake up, Nick. I forgot. I'll remember tomorrow about court time, promise.
Doubtful. Press X to doubt. We need to know earlier than that. Is there anything else I could present to him?
You can examine the parrot.
Ooh. Wow, what an amazing parrot that is. Good morning. Hello? It ignored me. Nick. Wah.
What? You forgot Meg? You gotta call her name first.
Her name?
Polly, how you been?
Hello. Squawk?
See?
Neat. So the parrot's name is Polly. The
Have heard of
erstwhile companion. Too bad all she could say is hello.
Her. Old Polly can say lots of things. You just need to know the secret words.
The secret words? Polly.
My memory's gotten worse of late. That's why I just tell everything important to old Polly here.
Everything important? I wonder. Polly, what's the number to the safe? 1228. Squawk? All right.
Hey, Polly, watch it, will ya?
See, Nick? All it takes is a little clever thinking and a criminal mind. Quick, Nick, write that number down. Hey, don't get me involved in your little heist schemes.
You know what? Little Terry was just here.
Terry.
Yep, that kid next door. You always used to make him cry.
Does he mean Larry?
He was wearing this tattered old coat. Got himself some whiskers growing out of his face. I think he's talking about Gumshoe.
Oh, talking about Gumshoe.
He comes up and tells me to come down to court tomorrow. And I told him to fuck off.
Really? Somehow I don't think we're going to get much useful information from this guy. Maya, maybe we should be leaving. I think you're right. Oh, wait, I had one more question. Huh? Polly, have we forgotten something? Squawk? Don't forget DL6, Squawk. Huh? What did she just say, Nick? One more time, Polly. Don't forget DL6, Squawk. What? The DL6 incident? Hey, Dad.
Snoring noises.
Oh, thanks for waving to Caesar. This is getting weird. Who is this old guy? Wait, is this the guy?
What guy?
No, wait, Richard Hammond, the one who died. That
is the defense prosecutor. Or, sorry, not the... He was the defense attorney.
Defense
for the
attorney.
DL6 incident.
Okay. They never caught the guy, right?
Well, they believed it was another guy, but they were able to get it... They were able to get a plea bargain. The defense attorney said that he was temporarily insane, and so he got this other guy off. And that's when Edgeworth said that he'd probably be about 50 years old.
I think it's this guy.
And that it's still technically unresolved because they don't know for sure.
I think it's him.
If it was him.
I think it's him.
Maybe.
Why would that bird Polly know about DL6? We have to figure out who that old man is. Oh. What? He locked the door from the other side.
Jeez.
Who could the old man be? I think I need to do a little more research on this DL6 incident. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe. Alright, so that's our cue. No.
So we need to go to the police department. Woo, Gumshoe.
Hey, pal. Long time no see. You don't look so happy.
Yeah, I don't want to defend Edgeworth.
What's wrong this time?
Yeah, can we talk about my feelings, Gumshoe? Could I have a big hug?
Let's just all get into a little circle, okay? Talk about what's bothering you today.
Feeling circle! Feeling circle! Yes. Actually, we wanted to ask you something.
Yeah?
You know the boat rental shop down at Gourd Lake?
Oh, yeah.
The old man who runs it is appearing as a witness in court tomorrow, right?
Huh. How'd you... That was supposed to be top secret.
We have our methods. Do you know who that old man is, Detective?
Actually, I don't. He's a bit of an odd bird. I haven't been able to get a straight answer out of him. I decided first that he wasn't persuasive enough to stand and testify as a witness. That's why we called Miss Lotta Hart yesterday. As for who he is, we have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, I think he was the murderer in the DL6 incident.
We don't know who the murderer was. Only that the one guy was accused of it and was acquitted for reasons that was a plea bargain, apparently.
Yeah, that's why I think he was him. Sounds suspicious. Detective Gumshoe, please help us.
Huh?
We need to know about the DL6 incident. That was when Edgeworth's father died. I can't help but think that has something to do with this current case.
To tell you the truth, I don't know much about DL6 either.
Yeah, because we're probably all around the same age, so like...
Actually, I don't know how old Gumshoe is.
Mr. Edgeworth forbade us from reading the file. So, I'm afraid I can't show them to you either, pal.
Actually, I think in the court record, there's actually characters where you can actually look at their ages and whatnot, but I don't know what his age is. Yeah, profiles. 17,
Maya, 24,
24,
30.
30.
So he's older.
Deceased.
22, 23, 64.
64, Jesus. He's
48,
48.
the victim.
26. That's their mother.
65.
5.
Age, God only knows. Thinks he runs a restaurant.
Probably as old as his internal bird.
Probably. What?
However, if you can't convince him somehow that the DL6 incident is related to this case, well, I guess I'd consider opening the file up.
Alright, so we have to
Polly.
go talk to him.
Present Polly. That's how we know it's related, because Polly.
What's that, a parrot? You brought a parrot with you?
The old man at the boat rental shop's parent. The parent knew about that incident.
That incident?
DL6.
What?
We're not repeating this. We just were there.
We just saw this.
Game. I'm pretty sure the old man must have taught her that word.
Yeah, but how would that old man know about the DL6 incident?
Wait, what if? What if that old man was connected to DL6? Nick, you think that might be? Oh, he ain't happy about that.
I get you. Sounds like you need information on the DL6 incident.
Yeah, we literally just said that, Gumshoe.
Through there is the station's records room. I'll give you special permission to go in and find what you need.
All
And
right.
get fired in the process, probably.
Way to go, Detective Gumshoe. Okay, Nick, to the records room. I guess it's time we faced Edgeworth's past.
I hope he doesn't get another, like, demerit from his raise or something. I wonder what made him want to become a policeman.
Yeah, I wonder. Wow, it's amazingly dusty. 10 years of files and 10 years of dust, I guess. Let's find that DL6 stuff quick. 15 years ago, both me and Edgeworth were 9 years old. We were almost through with 4th grade when he suddenly transferred. Because of DL6? Nick, I found out where the file is. Oh, thanks. Just let me know when what you want to know about the DL6 incident. I'll go get the right file. We want to know everything. Okay, let's get the case
Search
summary.
top to the bottom.
Well, first I have to get the handle on the main facts, like a summary. Right. Summary. Found it. Here you go. December 28th, 2001. Wait a minute.
Man, that's old.
So you mean the game takes place in 2016?
Yeah, Mia actually died in 2016.
So, but wait, this game came out like...
In 2002, I think.
So they're like projecting into the future.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Interesting. That's exactly 15 years ago from the day after tomorrow. So in 2 days, the case is closed. The incident took place in the elevator of the district courthouse. What? Is this the same district courthouse where we're holding the trial now? Looks like it. There was a large earthquake at 2 p.m. on that day. Part of the court building collapsed and all of the lights went out. Wow, that was some earthquake. Oh, baby! At the time, 3 people were trapped in the elevator. It took 5 hours for them to be rescued. 5 hours? That would be scary like that in the dark.
I'm guessing the earthquake must have been really bad if it took that long.
Mm-hmm. There was a lack of oxygen in the elevator, and the survivors were unconscious. The survivors? One of the 3 in the elevator had been shot in the heart. That was Mr. Edgeworth's father, wasn't it? He said that his father was shot before his very eyes, so Miles Edgeworth was the one of the other passengers in the elevator. Do you have any data on the victim, Edgeworth's father? Yeah, hold on. Victim. Here, found it. Gregory Edgeworth. Gregory Edgeworth, 35, defense attorney. If he were still alive, he'd be 50. He had lost that day's case in court and got in the elevator with his son, Miles.
You know what's kind of depressing now that I think about it? I
What?
wonder if his mom actually died giving birth to him.
Yeah, because isn't there, like, where's the mom?
I don't know. I don't know if they mentioned that or not. As far as I know, he never really mentions his mother, as far as I've seen. So
Yeah. Miles Edgeworth, of course. So he was...
I just think that's a depressing thought. Is all.
Yeah. So he was in the elevator with his father. From the angle of the bullet and the other evidence, it could not have been a suicide. The murder weapon, a pistol, was found in the elevator. The pistol had been fired 2 times. Where have I heard that before? Huh.
But there's only one bullet.
It sounds just like the current case. What's going on here? Got any data on the suspect in there? That would be the guy that my mom got arrested. Hold on. This is it. The man arrested as a suspect in DL6 was Yanni Yogi? He was a clerk in the court, apparently. Why wouldn't Miles be next to his dad? Like, I would think, like, as a scared little boy would, like, be next to his father.
I don't know.
So he must have been the 3rd person in the elevator. Well, then he had to have done it. But he was found innocent, thanks to his defense lawyer, Robert Hammond. Hammond, the victim in our case. Right. The suspect, Mr. Yogi, was oxygen deprived, so much so that he had brain damage. He lost all memory of being in the elevator. After he was declared innocent, he disappeared. Where could Yogi have gone to, I wonder? He may be closer than we think. Yeah, nice foreshadowing. Guess I know generally what happened in DL6 now. Still don't know what sort of impact the whole thing had on Edgeworth. Nick, are we going to take the whole file? There's too much. We'll never get it out. You're right. How about we just take what we need, what we think we'll need? Right. That's probably all we'll be able to find here. Now, all that's left is the trial tomorrow. I wonder how Dad will do testifying in court. Oh, man.
To be continued. Right now.
Yes.
This trial actually is not as long as I thought it would be.
Well, I mean, there's gonna be... there's 3 days of trial, 3 days of investigation, right?
Yeah, we still, after this one, we'll still have 1 more day to investigate.
Mm-hmm. And then a trial.
Yeah, and then after the 3rd investigation, there'll be a 3rd trial, and it must be decided at that trial.
Yeah.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well. Apparently the prosecution is also ready, because I could hear him slightly grunting, I think. Someone check to make sure he's breathing.
Who is the judge?